The director of the National Ambulance Service, Professor Ahmed Zakaria, says he will not be pressured into clearing unfit ambulances. He is urging the public to be patient as the institution and government finalize processes to operationalize the vehicles. He has been speaking with Latif Idris.
One of the most topical issues in Ghana today has to do with these ambulances parked here at the forecourt of Parliament. There's been huge public outcry urging President Akufo-Addo to ensure the distribution of these ambulances to the various districts across the country. But that hasn't happened as at now. Now today, the director of the National Ambulance Service, Dr. Ahmed Zakaria, has spoken. He says some of these vehicles are not fit for purpose, calling on the public to give the service additional time to put all these vehicles in shape, get them fit for purpose before they hit the road to save lives.
You know, the truth is, the president was right. You know, if it was not for the hitches that the last shipment encountered, definitely they would have all been in the country by now. But unfortunately, you remember that these things are shipped from outside, and the shipping line may also have its challenges. But the truth is, now it's been confirmed that they've been able to overcome all their bottlenecks. And today, as we speak, the last 48 will arrive. And 18th, obviously, the last 48 will arrive. Today is the last but 148, and the 18th is the last 48. Once they're in the country and you now have control over the internal systems, then you'll be categoric. That is the challenge then.
I want you to be clear on this. Those who need emergency services, are they going to pay something,
when you hear the term free, it doesn't mean that nobody is paying for it, you understand? You know, if you have an insurance, for example, definitely your insurance will have to take care. I hope you understand. So when they say free, it doesn't mean that it's completely free. It's a system that will allow you not to pay immediately at the point of service delivery. It is, if you have an insurance, yes, obviously you use the insurance. Those who don't have the insurance, they will be our challenge. And that's where we have to design mechanisms of seeing what systems can we put in place to be able to recoup. Otherwise, you know, the system might not be sustainable because of the nature of our work. Every day you are providing the service. If you don't have a sustainable source of funding, you are doomed. And that's the reality also.
Let's move on to politics. And the inter-party resistance against the new voters register has announced a series of demonstrations to take place in parts of the country to drum home their demand for the Electoral Commission to back down on its decision to compile a new voters register. The protests are expected to begin from Tamale on January 11 and ultimately culminate in a mammoth procession in Accra on January 28. The group made up of the All People's Congress, the People's National Convention, the National Democratic Congress and other smaller parties at a news conference in Accra also called on civil society groups and faith-based organizations to rise against the Electoral Commission's decision to compile a new voters register which would cost the taxpayer more than 400 million Ghana cedis. Funds, they believe, could have been expended on shoring up some sectors of the economy.
For us, we are saying if the EC wants a new voter register, we are not against a new voter register at all. The timing is wrong. The period is not prudent. The situation is bad. Look, to conduct a new register, you need not less than 2 years to get all the documents and everything intact. If you go and bring these new machines you are talking about, and these new machines have challenges within the period, what are you going to do?
The decision by the Electoral Commission to procure a new biometric voters register and an entire voter system is getting the fiercest resistance from the inter-party resistance against the new voters register. Now, the group comprising parties like the National Democratic Congress, the APC, the PNC and other political parties say they are going to resist the attempts by the Electoral Commission to, in what they term, waste scarce resources on the exercise.
The Electoral Commission has recently obtained approval from Parliament to spend close to 830 million Ghana cedis to compile a new register for the 2020 general elections. The budget comprises of 443 million million, that is 4.4 trillion old cedis for the new biometric voter management system, and some whooping 390 million Ghana cedis, that is 3.9 trillion old cedis, for the operational cost of the registration exercise. Not only are we unable to fathom why any citizen can go on this brazen expedition of expenditure of wasting the taxpayers' money, but also outraged by the support of the clueless majority in Parliament led by Honorable Chair Mensa Bonsu.
Founder of the APC, Hassan Ayariga, who addressed the press conference on behalf of the parties, says this move by the Electoral Commission smacks of one that will plunge the country in chaos in 2020.
Plus, we are saying if the EC wants a new voter register, we are not against a new voter register at all. The timing is wrong. The period is not prudent. The situation is bad. Look, to conduct a new register, you need not less than 2 years to get all the documents and everything intact. If you go and bring these new machines you are talking about, and these new machines have challenges within the period, what are you going to do? What are you going to do then when you, in an election day, we find challenges with those machines? Already, we know our old one. Yes. The challenges, we know. Let's resolve to those challenges. That the evil I know is better than the what? The danger I don't know. Why are they forcing for a new register?
The group says it will, in the coming days, outline a series of activities, including protest marches, to drum home their concerns.
On Saturday, the 11th of January 2020, we shall be in Tamale for the mega Tukusai. The Dogomba word Tukusai means we will not agree demonstration. The conveying point will be the Tamale Jubilee Park at 6 a.m. We shall follow up with Yempini, the Santi West demonstration in Kumasi on Tuesday, 21st January 2020, and climax with, this word, Wukupini, Wapene demonstration in Accra on Tuesday, 28th of January 2020.
The parties have also been parrying some of the explanations the Electoral Commission has been giving for the procurement of a new register. According to General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, the Electoral Commission is essentially procuring a solution for a problem which does not exist.
If you buy a brand new vehicle and you go and park it at a fitting shop that they should repair that vehicle, what impression are you creating for yourselves? You see? So that is what they are doing. They themselves are saying the thing is credible. If it is credible, why? If it is not broken, why would you fix it? So that is why we are against it. We are not against it because we are in government or we are in opposition. We are against proposals that don't make sense. Your resources and our resources. Let us protect it.
All the parties in unison say they are going to stand and present a single front to ensure that the Electoral Commission does not go ahead to procure the new register. They are calling on civil society groups, faith-based organizations, the Peace Council specifically, to step in and rise against what they describe as their decision not in the interest of Ghanaians. From the press center here in Accra, I am COMILATION reporting for JoyNews.
However, in a swift response, the Electoral Commission says no political party can hold it to ransom in executing its constitutional mandate. Samuel Tete is Deputy Chair in charge of elections.
It's an independent organization, and it was actually set up by the Constitution. It has a clear mandate, clear functions and other things, and we all work in the interest of what? The nation. What the EC thinks is the best is what they can do. So it is not up to one or two political parties to decide for the people of
one or two.
Well, I because I'm not actually privy to the press conference that you are just talking about, that we have PNC, APC and all that. In fact, I don't actually know about the press conference, so I don't know the political parties who are saying that there's no need. Yes, but what I'm saying is, even if they have their view, their position, their what do you call it? Their position. Definitely, that one cannot actually contradict or counteract the constitutional mandate given by the EC, so far as compilation of a new voters register is concerned.
But you agree that the NDC is totally in condemnation of a new voters register?
Well, they have actually made their intentions at the IPAC meetings that they are not in favor of the new voters register. But don't forget that the 1992 Constitution, Article 45A, actually gives the Commission the mandate to compile a voters register and then revise it at such periods that it may consider necessary.
But it's the same constitution the NDC is quoting for you, that you can only compile a new voters register after a population census has been conducted. Have we conducted any population census? Why are you compiling a new voters register?
Let me draw your mind back to the press conference that we actually held. The compilation of new voters register does not necessarily come after census. No, all of us agree that the voters register that we have now is bloated.
How?
It's bloated in the sense that if you look at the way we clean the voters register, it is not able to give us the correct number of people on the voters register. And we all have to really blame ourselves for not taking interest to clean what? The register. Political parties are to be blamed in the sense that when even it is time for registration, you find them taking active part in bussing people to go and then register. But when it comes to cleaning during exhibition, you can bear with me that the turnout is virtually very low.
The Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development, Mustafa Hamid, has been touring some communities in the Greater Accra region to inspect some 252 household toilets as part of effort to stop open defecation. The project, funded by the World Bank, benefited over 5,000 inhabitants in communities including the Odododiodo, Klotekole and Ablekuma South constituencies. There's more in the following report.
The first phase of the project, launched in April last year by the Zongo community, is an attempt to actualize the president's vision that Accra should be the cleanest in Africa. The tour by the minister was to acquaint himself with how beneficial the project has been to residents of these communities. Speaking during his inspection tour, Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development, Mustafa Hamid, said the project is not only targeted at providing toilet facilities for residents in the enclave of inner cities, but also aimed at restoring human dignity through seeking an end to open defecation.
This inner city household toilet project is part of a broader governmental agenda, as the mayor indicated, to provide household toilets for the inhabitants of not just the inner cities within the Greater Accra region, but indeed the entire Accra, so that it would help to achieve the president's vision of making sure that Accra is counted as one of the cleanest cities in Africa. Already we don't have, Ghana doesn't have a very good reputation as far as open defecation is concerned. I understand that we and Sudan are ranked as some of the highest countries where there is open defecation. And we are determined to get out of that league table.
The minister was accompanied by the Crown Mayor, who says tackling liquid waste is just as important as solid waste and must be critically looked at.
There are few households that already have toilets, but many do not have. So you need to have the need for it. Secondly, you need also to give out space, because it is extremely important. Some of the houses are very choked, and because the project is time-bound, we're looking for those households that will give us the space. So these are two main criteria that we used in the selection of it. But quite apart from this, the entire community is supposed to benefit, because this is inner city, this is a low-income area, and the project is intended to benefit people who are living in low-income areas.
Mr. Hamid further revealed that several sanctions will be rolled out to curb open defecation and other related issues bedeviling inner cities.
Meanwhile, several residents of AGBOGBLOSHIE, one of Accra's biggest markets and slums, have lost their homes and worse to an inferno. Over 20 stores were completely burnt in the fire over the weekend. PSA Nanaya Safo reports.
"9 a.m. at AGBOGBLOSHIE. Some residents try salvaging properties they could find from the ruins. A good number of them stood close to the untouched buildings, silenced by the extent of devastation. The first Sunday of 2020 had not been what they expected.
Yawuro 2020 mu yakwa asore akọbọ 12 no na wo ma bed asore dam se ejasi ye bana ye ne manyina si ye ntema si ye nso ye bana ya na nkware ye bana ye ne manyina si ye ntema ye de fra ne nyina si nkola suku ne ma wo mu de ko suku ne nyina si ye ne bibia bio na ye de asi babia ye bede na ye ne bi.
They recount what they lost in the fire.
I'm a final year student, Form 3. I'm registered. I'm now a candidate, prepared to write my WASI. By my books, everything is gone.
Everything, my TV, my phones, everything has been inside. Actually, my money, because of how the banks are now, they are now closing the bank. My money is only 9 million, and I put it under my carpet.
900 cedis.
Yeah, 900. Yeah, that's it. So I put 9 million. I put it under my carpet, and then it burned.
I'm a pamadia.
Pamadia. Now invest in fear in no pamadia.
Me pamadia. Bet is 5 years ni. Oh, my sister na yes, sister ni na say me no mama pa. Any fridge na me dey adwuma ni nyina. Nkrofo ne ma nyina Christmas obi a meji no ma. Ni nyina de ma pampa ni nyina o. Ba akukura mantumi anyi.
Musa Ziyad is assemblyman for the Amamomo electoral area.
Over 500 households have their things burnt.
Musa cites late response of the fire service, poor access to roads, and the lack of water in the area as factors contributing to the high level of property damage. He called on government to intervene as soon as possible.
So I plead with the government, the water situation, the access road, the gutters. They deem this place as a temporary structure. Now that we've been accepted to be part of the development of Ghana, we'll call on the president, we'll call on the vice president, the Zongo Development Ministry. In fact, the old Fadama as a community falls within that ministry. They should help us. The cement bags will help us, blocks will help. I mean, it will not be enough, but at least the little things that will be brought to us will also tell us that we are part of Ghana and the government is thinking about us.
The police and the fire service are yet to reveal full details on investigations on this fire. PSA Nanaya Safo's report for JoyNews.
And that's it for the latest news update. We have more news. We have a couple of the newspapers in the studio. We'll take a look at them, myself and Mama Vio Sabwaji. Do stay with us.